Garry's Mod is an online multiplayer sandbox game that was released in 2006. Throughout its 16-year lifespan, it has amassed millions of players, with a peak of 74,000 people on at one time and an average of 30,000 in 2021. This is a game that has been popular throughout the decades. With a game such as this, there have been multiple game modes and multiple communities that have spawned from it. One community that has stood the test of time is a Star Wars server that has been running since 2015, and it was originally created in 2013 as a Dark RP server. Today we'll be sitting down with the owner of that server to see how he created one of the longest running Gmod servers in existence. Who are you?
I'm Sheezy, also known as Brendan, is my real life name.
What's the name of your server?
Name of my server is Undead Servers, Imperial RP.
Alright, what is your server consist of? Like, what's the game mode? What do people do on there?
It's Imperial RP or roleplay, if you don't know what RP stands for. So think of like a military simulator, like Arma or something like that, and maybe not quite as, but you take like a military, it's like you're joining the military, but instead with like a Star Wars skin on it, is like the premise of that, but you know, fighting rebels, droids, all that type of stuff. We're an Imperial server, so we're based in the Galactic Civil War era, which is the Empire and the rebels.
Interesting. So how long have you been running Undead Servers?
This would be after October, that would be 6 years of Undead Servers being a thing. It was opened in October. It was opened October 30th of 2015.
All right. Considering the long history of it, how have you managed to run it all these years?
I mean, throughout the times I've had good help, sometimes not, where, you know, I just had to persist and make sure that the server was fun for players to keep up a active player base, and then the active player bases overall made it to where I could keep it up for so long.
Considering how long it's existed, has there been any outstanding conflicts in the server that's caused issues with you or anyone on it?
Oh, plenty of times. We've had so many situations where there's, like, obviously since most people who come to help, they're usually not paid or they volunteer to do it. Sometimes they have bad intentions, and after things things don't go their way or whatnot, you know, things that happen. I mean, we've had things going on where we just range it from somebody just leaving the server due to conflict, or a very high staff member or the head of staff deleting the entire server files. Luckily I had backups though.
What would you consider to be the most interesting thing to happen on the server?
The most interesting thing to ever happen on the server? I mean, throughout the years you see so many interesting things, it's hard to, you know, boil it down to one, but you know, the most interesting thing is like watching people make friend groups and stuff like that, become friends with a lot of other people and like find really close friends through the server. We've had many like friend groups and whatnot start from Undead Servers, and it's pretty dang cool if you ask me.
Considering the server's had its ups and downs and it's been on for so long, what was the most like amount of money that you have actually made from this server?
I would say the most, like, in a year that I've made from the server was $20,000 in 1 year.
Okay, well, that's all the questions I have for you. Thank you, Sheezy, Brendan, for joining us today and being able to answer all these questions.